Always wanted to travel the United States, but aren't sure where to start? We can't blame you. The United States is a massive country with many unique places that are worth visiting. In this video, we narrow those places down to 10. This is the top 10 places to visit in the United States. Number 10. Yosemite National Park, California. Yosemite National Park is located in the heart of California in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Visit Yosemite to see stunning sequoia trees that tower over the ground. Two of the largest sequoias in the world reside in Mariposa Grove, the largest grove of giant sequoias in Yosemite. The second largest, aptly named the Grizzly Giant, is a soaring 209 foot tall, making it the number 26th largest giant sequoia on the globe. The tallest tree, the Washington tree, is somehow even taller at 236 feet tall, making it the 16th on that list. For the best view of Yosemite and all of the landmarks, climb Glacier Point, take the Glacier Point bus, and enjoy a relaxing 4-hour guided tour. Or, if you're in the mood for a workout, hike a 4-mile trail. With an elevation of 7,214 feet, you have a bird's-eye view of many of Yosemite's staples, like the Half Dome, the Liberty Cap, Tenaya Canyon, and Little Yosemite Valley. Visit the Pioneer Yosemite History Center to see some historic buildings, like an old blacksmith shop and the Wawana Covered Bridge. While you're there, you'll be treated to the sights of horse-drawn carriages and the Yosemite History Center, where you can learn about the history of the park. Number 9. Juneau, Alaska. Juneau, capital of the U.S. 49th state, is full of rugged wilderness, wonderful waterfalls, and gigantic glaciers. Juneau, the second largest U.S. city by area, and of all that land, is packed with stunning sights that will make your Alaskan trip amazing. Go whale watching in the waters of the Inside Passage and get up close and personal with some of Alaska's 500 humpback whales. If you're lucky, you might get to spot an orca mid-hunt. And if mammals are more your thing, stop by Admiralty Island. To the native Tlingit people, the island is known as Kutsunuwu, which translates to Fortress of the Bears. There are around 1,600 brown bears on Admiralty Island, which means you won't have to walk far to spot one of those brown behemoths. There is one bear for every square mile. If you want to get a look at the bears from above, you can climb the island's observation tower for the best vantage point. Visit Mendenhall Glacier for an ever-changing view of Juneau's most popular tourist attraction. The glacier's ice melts and shifts, which means that every visit will look a little different. You can hike the glacier if you're up to the challenge, or go to the visitor center to learn about the wildlife around the region of Mendenhall Glacier. Number 8. Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the free world, and it's no stranger to iconic locations. Home to places like the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History and the Lincoln Memorial, there's an endless amount of sights to see in the nation's capital, most of them having free admission. Honor Honest Gabe and visit the Lincoln Memorial. Dedicated to the 16th and most recognizable president, the Lincoln Memorial is best viewed at night when there's less of a crowd. Abe's legendary Gettysburg Address is etched on the monument to celebrate Lincoln's undying belief that all men are created equal. Head to the National Archives Museum to see some of America's most significant documents. The Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, Constitution, Magna Carta, and Emancipation Proclamation are all on display. Visit the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History to ogle at the most prolific collection of natural history artifacts in the world. The museum holds over 146 million artifacts containing fossils, gemstones, and plenty more. Visit the Butterfly Pavilion, located on the second floor of the museum, to see a treasure trove of tropical plants and real-life butterflies. The butterflies fly freely throughout the pavilion, landing on the lush vegetation. If you're lucky, they might land on you too. Number 7. Maui, Hawaii. Maui is filled with lush green landscapes and beautiful blue oceans. Cruise down the Hana Highway if you have the nerve. The Hana Highway is a 52-mile stretch of road in Maui with 617 hairspin curves and 59 one-lane bridges. While you're driving, Just try to keep your eyes on the road while you admire some of the wonderful waterfalls that grace the Hana Highway. While you're on the highway, be sure to check out the Palapala Hu'omau Church in Kipahula. The tiny cemetery behind the church is the resting place of legendary aviator Charles Lindbergh. Kipahulu is one of the least populated spots in Maui, making it one of the most serene places in the state of Hawaii. Hop off the highway and head to Wai'anapanapa State Park to see an example of Hawaii's beautiful waters. This tiny state park is 122 acres of natural beauty, with black sand beaches and sea cliffs that are sure to catch your eye. In English, Wai'anapanapa means glistening waters, and there's no better example of these than in the park's stunning freshwater caves, where the water appears as an amazing aqua color. Number 6. New York City. From the Big Apple to the city that never sleeps to the city so nice they named it twice, New York City is a place of many nicknames. No matter what you call NYC, there's no doubt that it's chock full of iconic locations and landmarks. Perhaps most iconic is the Statue of Liberty, which was gifted to the United States by France. A symbol of the United States' freedom, the statue stands tall at 305 feet, greeting the visitors of Liberty Island with a strong pose. Visitors to the statue can climb a staircase within Lady Liberty to reach her crown, where they can get a breathtaking view of NYC. The crown jewel of the Empire State is the legendary Empire State Building. Standing at a towering 1,250 feet tall, the Empire State Building was the tallest building in the world from its construction in 1931, all the way till 1970, when it was finally dethroned by the World Trade Center's North Tower. Take the elevator all the way up 86 floors to reach the stunning skyscraper's observation deck, where you can get an unprecedented view of the city that never sleeps, as well as views of the East and Hudson rivers. If you need a bite to eat, grab yourself a slice of genuine New York pizza at one of the city's many shops. Or if you're in the mood for a sandwich instead, NYC is no stranger to iconic delis that are sure to satisfy. Number 5. Walt Disney World Resort, Orlando, Florida. Opened in 1971, Disney World has grown from being Disneyland's little sibling to the most visited resort in the world, with a whopping 52 million people coming to the most magical place on Earth. The massive Walt Disney World is comprised of 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, and 27 themed hotels. Visit the Magic Kingdom Park to see Cinderella's castle, the inspiration for the ever-so-recognizable Walt Disney Pictures logo. There are 6 different areas called lands in the Magic Kingdom. Head to Tomorrowland to ride Disney's most iconic roller coaster, Space Mountain. This indoor coaster is sure to dazzle you with its outer space-themed lights and sounds. Blast off towards Future World in Epcot to see stunning Spaceship Earth. This 180-foot-tall geodesic dome is home to a time machine that takes you through many of humanity's pivotal moments, like the fall of Rome and the United States Civil War. Or you can orbit Earth at Mission Space. This exhibit is home to a centrifugal motion simulator that replicates a spaceflight to the planet Mars from the high amounts of G-force experienced on your average spaceflight to hypersleep, a form of suspended animation. From fairy tales to the distant future, Disney World has a little something for everyone. Number 4. New Orleans, Louisiana. It's not hard to see why the Big Easy is one of America's blossoming tourist destinations. Head to the Vieux Carré, better known as the French Quarter, to take in the sights and sounds of the oldest neighborhood in New Orleans. Visit historic Jackson Square to see a little piece of France, nestled in the heart of East Nola. Modeled after the Palace des Vosges in Paris, this landmark is only the size of a city block, dedicated to the heroes of the historic Battle of New Orleans. Clark Mill's statue of Andrew Jackson resides in the middle of Jackson Square and depicts said hero on the back of a rearing horse. If you're looking for a nice stiff drink, head to Bourbon Street and visit one of its many drinking establishments. One such tavern is Lafayette's Blacksmith Shop, one of New Orleans' most dated structures. America's oldest operating bar has called Bourbon Street its home since the 1770s. And according to legend, was a front for the Lafayette brothers' various smuggling-related crimes. If you missed Mardi Gras, or you just want to see some pretty parade floats, head to Mardi Gras World, where the party lasts all year long. Mardi Gras World is where all of the fantastic floats are made, so if you want to see where the magic happens, there's no better place in New Orleans. Number 3. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's largest city is one of America's most historically important. A meeting place for the Founding Fathers, Philadelphia was home to the First Congressional Congress and the signings of both the Declaration of Independence in 1776 and the Constitution in 1787. Proclaim liberty throughout the land and visit one of America's most recognizable artifacts, the Liberty Bell. Commissioned in 1752, the Liberty Bell has been a symbol of freedom since it was rung on July 8, 1776, to celebrate the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. Dedicated to America's most eccentric founding father, the Franklin Institute is home to an array of unique science exhibits that are fun for the whole family. Walk through the giant heart to see how different areas of the human heart function, or head to the interactive sports science exhibit, Sports Zone, to get your blood moving. The Franklin Institute is also home to the Benjamin Franklin Memorial, where you could pay your respects to one of America's first scientists. Number 2. Glacier National Park, Montana. Glacier National Park is a gem of a location packed with picturesque views of Montana's magnificent mountains. Cruise going to the Sun Road for a 2-hour drive crammed with scenic views. The 50-mile road spans the whole park from east to west and could take around 3 hours to traverse due to the dangerous winding curves that line the road. Going to the Sun Road is a highway in the most literal sense, reaching a maximum elevation of 6,646 feet at its highest point. For a nice relaxing hike through the woods, head to the Trail of the Cedars. This hiking trail is decorated with beautiful greenery and, as the name suggests, cedar trees. Some of the cedars along this trail are over 100 feet tall, and some are estimated to be over 500 years old. At the halfway point in the trail, you are treated to a marvelous view of one of Glacier's wonderful waterfalls at Avalanche Creek. For those who require a wheelchair, this trail is one of 2 in the park that are wheelchair accessible. Visit Lake McDonald Lodge, located on Glacier National Park's largest lake. This luxurious lodge is home to a massive fireplace and giant log beams that support the structure. Booking a room in this hotel will cost you a pretty penny, but it's well deserved, as Lake McDonald Lodge is on the National Trust Historic Hotels of America's list. Number 1. Grand Canyon National Park, Arizona. Often considered one of the natural wonders of the world, it should come as no surprise that the Grand Canyon made this list. The colossal canyon is 277 miles long and over a mile deep and is one of America's must-see natural attractions. If the canyon's beauty, rust-red color, and gorgeous geological features aren't enough, don't worry, there's many different activities you can participate in at Grand Canyon National Park. Start by taking a train ride on some retro rail cars with the Grand Canyon Railway. This historic railway has been bringing visitors into the canyon since 1901. Next, head to Grand Canyon Village, where you can visit the Hopi House, a museum and gift shop that specializes in American Indian arts and crafts. If you want all the fun of hiking with none of the work, then you're in luck. Let a mule do it for you instead, and book one of the Grand Canyon's world-famous mule rides. If you're feeling extra adventurous on your expedition, you can even book an overnight ride. Ride your majestic mule all the way to the bottom of the Grand Canyon to Phantom Ranch, the only lodging below the canyon's rim. If you have a lot of time on your hands, book a rafting trip through the Grand Canyon on the scenic Colorado River. These trips can last a full 2 weeks, and they're filled with thrilling whitewater rapids and relaxing rafting. From terrific terrain rides to marvelous mule rides, the Grand Canyon is packed with fun activities and amazing natural attractions, which is why it is number 1 on our list.